Well, welcome. This is Kim Evans. Welcome, everybody, to my new podcast show, Inspired Conversations with Kim Evans. I am so elated as we are closing up February and Black History Month edition. I have a very special guest today, and that is Miss Debora Truso. Oh, and she happens also to be my hairstylist. So we're talking about beauty from the inside out today. So before we start and before I introduce you, Deborah, I always love to start with a quick prayer. Is that okay with you?
Absolutely.
All right. I love to invite the Holy One in. So, Father, God, Creator, we invite you into this podcast today, and we are honoring you for being great, being omnipotent, being all power. And Lord, we thank you just for your presence and being awesome and being the creator of this world. We thank you for this wonderful servant, Ms. Debora, who's going to share her experience and her years of wisdom with us. Thank you for allowing her to be a humble servant. We thank our podcast viewers and listeners as far as from the east, the west, the north, and the south. May the words of this inspiration and wisdom fall on undeaf ears. And Creator God, thank you for blessing me with this voice. Thank you, because without you inspiring me, I can't be who I am without you. So thank you. Deborah, I'm so excited that you're here, girl.
So
Woo!
am I. Thank
Oh
you
my
for the
God, I'm so excited.
invitation.
Yes, and you're so busy. It's kind of challenging and difficult to get you on the show, but thank you for saying yes to be my guest.
Thank you for asking.
So before we start, may I please just share a little bit about your bio?
Okay.
Okay, we're going to get right on into it. But before we do that, you guys, for those of you who don't know about me, I'm Kim Evans. I'm the proud owner of Two Gorgeous Integrated Health and Wellness. I'm a licensed esthetician, massage therapist, and speaker. And I have just been so inspired to create my podcast this year by the creator. And we have been having a wonderful time. So for all of you out there in podcast land, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting. So now, Miss Debora Truso, first of all, she's a very inspiring professional woman who happens to be married with a daughter, three lovely granddaughters. She grew up in Berkeley, graduated from Berkeley High, explored many jobs before deciding to become a hairstylist in 1986. 86, you became a hairstylist.
1986.
19, she has been a hairstylist since 1986. Boom, kudos for that. How many decades is 1986? That's huge. Debora helps clients
Yes.
not only style their hair, but to ensure that their hair is very healthy and well protected. And I love what Debora does because not only does she style hair, she gives you health education about your hair. At Truso's Hair Design, we believe whatever style you want to wear is great for you. Not everyone is looking for a sleek, bouncy, shiny hairstyle. Debora personally believes in allowing folks to express themselves however they allow them to, whatever works for them, whether it's nappy, whether it's straight, whether it's bouncy, whether it's curly, whether it's cut, whether it's curly or colored. She got your style. I love her. I love her. Until we bring to now, in 1996, she became a licensed practitioner with religious science. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that, which is a metaphysical philosophy that basically means beyond the physical. Ooh, I can't wait to get into that. As a practitioner, she assists folks with changing their beliefs to support their desired outcomes. Welcome, Debora Truso, entrepreneur, hairstylist, hair extraordinaire, owner of Truso Hair Design in Pleasantville, California. Girl, take it away.
So, how would you like for me to begin?
So, Debora, tell us, are you still excited and happy after all these 3 decades in hair? What is your most happiest defining moment being a hairstylist?
Well, the most beautiful thing about being a hairstylist is the relationships that you develop over the years. I'd never thought about you're touching families
Mhm.
hair. I do the mother, the grandmother, the daughter, the granddaughter. And so you're in these people's lives for years and styling their hair the way that they want it styled.
Yeah,
So it's a beautiful relationship of just being with people and styling their hair.
absolutely. So, Deborah, I have to first give you homage because we are celebrating Black History Month, and this podcast is going to live on forever. So, we want to acknowledge all our beauty extraordinaires in hair. I did put up something earlier, which was Madam C.J. Walker, which was
Yeah.
the first Black woman pioneer, Black millionaire, actually self-made, and her specialty was hair care products. So we want to give her homage. And Deborah, we just want to give you homage for just your contribution to hair all these years, the scalps you have touched, the personalities that you have lifted, the events that you have made women, also included myself, look amazing. We want to just
Thank
give you
you.
homage, girl, because where
Thank
would
you.
we be
Thank you.
without
Thank
our hairdressers?
you. Thank you.
Okay.
It has been a wonderful, wonderful journey of
Oh,
being with my people. And not just my people, all people.
absolutely.
Just doing hair. So
And,
yes.
and what I
Thank
love about what you do, Deborah, because you specialize in all hair types. It's not just black hair, but
you.
it's also multicultural hair. It's
Yeah.
also white hair, you Latino hair. You specialize in all kinds of hair. Talk a little bit about that, which makes you so extraordinary to where that you can any hair pattern, you can handle it. Because not all hairdressers can do that, but you can.
Well, there's a understanding of hair
Yes,
that you need to have. Hair is like fabric. And
yes,
so if you know how to work with different hair textures,
yes.
then you can master it and style it.
Absolutely.
And, everybody wants a little bit of color, a little haircut. And so just knowing the difference in different textures and being able to work with them and finesse them is the goal.
So, my question I'd like to ask, because I know when I've referred lots of people to you, people want to come to you. Hairdressers have a specialty. Some is cut, some is color, some is style, some is perm, some is weaves. So, what would you say your top three specialties at Truso Hair Design?
My top three specialties are pressing hair. I can press hair and make it look like it's relaxed.
Yes, you can.
It can be bouncy and shiny and healthy at the same time. Um, I am a very good hair cutter,
Okay.
and I am also good at growing hair. Providing, you do what is suggested. Like today, a lot of young folks, not um, trying to say anything negative, but that a lot of younger stylists
Mm-hmm.
are using a flat iron as if it's a pressing comb.
Yes.
And what happens is that's a lot of pressure
Mm-hmm.
on the hair. And over time, it ends up breaking. And so I don't advocate that.
Mm-hmm.
I am old school and I use a pressing comb.
Thank you, Madam CJ Walker, for admitting
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. She made a lot of money on that. Yes.
Yes,
And
yes,
it's still a valuable tool today.
yes, it is.
Yes.
And I have several of them as well.
Yes.
So I love with the fact that you said press and curls, and I think we're getting back into our natural protective hairstyles as a
Mhm.
lot more women now are growing out their natural perms and things like, well, I won't say natural perms, growing out perms, and they're coming back to natural hair. Do you want
Yes.
to speak on that? I think you also was creating, or you have a group called Natural Hair, that the importance of really enjoying and wearing our natural hair.
Well, what I have is a group that's called Our Hair on Facebook.
Yeah.
And the reason I created that platform was that group was so that we could celebrate
Yes.
wearing our hair natural.
Yes.
There had been a lot of um, problems with young folks that
Hmm.
were wearing their hair natural being suspended from school.
Yes.
There was someone that was not allowed to wrestle unless his hair was cut. And so I wanted to advocate for our natural hair
Yes.
and just being and expressing ourselves how we do naturally.
Yes.
Now, I'm not opposed to relaxers
Yes. Yes.
because if it is applied properly,
Yes.
your hair can still continue to be healthy.
Yes.
But I wanted to advocate specifically for natural hair.
And I think that you've been able to fill that gap very nicely with your group and the education that you have been sharing with that. And I would like to also leave that in the information. So if someone wants to join your group, may they do so, Mr. Bohr?
Absolutely. It's on Facebook.
Okay.
Our hair.
Great. So before I ask you this next question, get into this next topic, I have to give the significant partner and the well beloved a little kudos. And that person happens to be your husband. And we all love some Martin. And I have to say, sometimes we have to think hairdressers sacrifice time, they sacrifice days, long weeks, sometimes even holidays. And we just wanted to just give your husband just kudos, thanks for allowing you to devote those extra hours that you would stay late to sacrifice to do a hair press and curl, and he's waiting for dinner, but he can't complain because you're working. So we just want to say,
Absolutely.
Martin, thank you so much for allowing Debora to keep us looking gorgeous in all those times we have to keep her late nights. Let's give Martin
Thank
let's
you.
give
Thank
Martin a
you
shout
for
out.
acknowledging.
I love it. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. So, Debora, being that we both are in the beauty business, me being a licensed esthetician and a professional makeup artist, I'll be 25 years come this May 1st. You're going to be 30. How many years in your business? Come
35.
35 years towards the end of the year. When is your business anniversary?
I would say it's sometime like in March. So
Okay.
it's not the end of the year. It's
That's
coming
like
up.
coming. That's like next month.
Yes, coming up very soon.
So we might have to combine. We may have to, when this whole COVID pandemic thing, get together and do like a 25, 35-year-old business anniversary for both our clients. I think all of our clients, I think that'd be a hoot. That would be a hoot.
That would be awesome. That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
So
I just opened a new location,
yes.
location, and wasn't even able to celebrate that. So
Yes.
yeah,
So
it would be nice.
definitely have to do that. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. So, Debora, before I ask you about your new hair location, share with me one funny corrective beauty moment. We being in the beauty industry, we have a lot of beauty moments and stories to share. Do you have one corrective beauty moment that just at the top that you'd like to share? Because I know I have one. You want to
I
go first
do.
or you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
So I was working on Piedmont Avenue, and there was this young man that used to come to me, and he had a, one of those square tops
Okay.
haircuts.
Okay.
I can't even think of the name of it, but it had the square, and I rounded it off. And he was so upset. He was so upset with me. And, so I had to end up going a lot shorter to correct it so
Okay.
that I could keep the square on there that I had cut off previously. So yeah, and he
Wow.
he, he threatened me.
Oh my goodness. Oh, oh, Deborah. I'm kind of curious. Did you give him the service for free or did you still
I
charge?
gave him the service for free. I gave him the service for free, and he was fine. And he came back, and he was okay. He was okay.
That was That was a defining moment.
That was a defining moment. Yeah. Take it slow.
Oh man, we hairdressers, our estheticians, makeup artists, we got stories. And one that actually is top of mind for me is when I first started back in 1996 as a licensed esthetician. I had a young lady come in and she was asking for a brow wax. I said, yeah, me being a makeup artist, sure, come on in. She came on in for a brow wax. I ripped that brow right on off. And I was so nervous by the time I did her left brow. Her right brow was perfect, but the left brow, I ripped it off. I said, oh, I really cleaned it up very well for you. And then I had to fill it in with a brow powder and a pencil. So by the time I was done with the service, it looked perfect because you couldn't even tell with my makeup artistry skills. I said, now when you go to take that off, it's going to be extra, extra clean. But I already got you. You got a pencil and you got a powder to fill that in. As a matter of fact, because you are a new client, I'm not even going to charge you for the service. So I didn't charge you for the service. I didn't charge you for the service. But I told her it was extra clean. And I says, even got your brow pencil and even got your brow powder. And guess what? When you come on back, you got free service on the house. I said, oh my God. It was just, I didn't, I'm like, God, am I going to have to give up being an esthetician? I mean, it just really freaked me out. But we have those stories. But the beautiful thing, we learn how to correct them.
Absolutely.
Very quickly how to correct them. And I think kudos, that's part of what makes us professionals and what we do.
Absolutely.
So the most biggest celebration today, Debora, in addition to your 3 decades of being an extraordinary hairstylist, we have something else to celebrate. And that is that you actually have always partnered or you would been in other hair salons through most of your working years as a hairstylist. Debora, you now have your official own location. Tell us about that, girl, and how do you feel to have your own location?
Well, it's a fabulous journey. The beautiful thing about having my own salon is that you get to create the energy the way you want it to be.
Absolutely.
So it's very very positive, energetic in the building. It's what's the word? I want to say accepting of all people. And so you feel good in there, and there's some beautiful music and just beautiful energy, and
it's high vibe,
which allows us to be very creative. Because you feel good being so. Yeah, we have a fabulous picture of Kim, just absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you, Debora. Thank you. What do you like most about when you open the key through your door and you walk into your own hair salon?
Again, what I like is the energy.
The energy.
It has been really important to me how I feel energetically and being in a space that I love to be in. It's beautiful, it's warm, it's inviting, it's a happy place. And so it feels good, and which allows me to be able to create and to have my clients be at peace and joyful, and it's a hair salon. So
it is. But you know what?
Together.
Debora, it's more than a hair salon. It's a transformative place. It is a counseling center. It is a collaborative ideal sharing place. It is a motivational space. Don't get me started. It's more than just a hair salon. And on that note, I can almost say that Debora could be my wife husband, because I mean we have been kind of combined at the hip. Now I've been busy now for 25 years. That's as long as I've been knowing Debora. I've been going to get her hair done. When I first met Debora, let me give her some happy praises. Debora was over in Concord. She was with a young lady at a salon over there. I believe it was off of Southville Street. And I came over there, and you were with Bobby, I believe, at the time.
Yes.
And Elise was there, and it was a gentleman that was there. and you guys was just, it was the magic shop over there, and I
Yeah.
just fell in love. And I have been with Debora over ever since, and also with some of her other locations that she had. But what I love about a hairdresser is that if they're excellent and they fulfill your needs, you stick with them until you die. And that is true. You stick with them until they die. And I mean, Debora, I have to say thank you for being a part of my wellness temple, honey, because in events, I always kept two gorgeous hair looking good. Whether it's my graduation of John F. Kennedy, whether it was due divorce, whether it was due the courthouse, whether it was just any event, whether it was going on a date, Debora was there to keep this hair looking gorgeous. And so I thank you for that. I really, really do. I remember one late night I was going to San Francisco. Actually, I was on a plane going to New York. That's when I was first starting to teach my professional makeup course, and I believe you came there that year too. We was at the Javits Center, and I was teaching multicultural bridal makeup, and I needed to get my hair done. Debora said, "Come on in." It was a Friday night. My flight was leaving, was on a red eye. And then Debora was coming in that weekend. She came on in. She did my hair. I looked fly. I was able to get on that flight, that red eye. Man, that was the first weekend we told Javits Center up. I had 5 bridal that I was doing. My hair was looking good. Sam Fine was teaching on the other side. Debora came in. I mean, it was wonderful. Every single time, Debora has never let me down with my hair. And it's just, remember, I just thank you for that, Debora. And I think that, you go beyond just being a hair stylist. It's the best antioxidant, it's the best antidepressant, anxiety drug, psychologist, is hairdressers. And we love you. And we got to pay homage to you for that. So kudos for that, Miss Debora.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
so I want to also now just shift gears a little bit, that we wanted to talk about beautifying the whole you from the inside out. So share a little bit more about that, beautifying you from the inside out, because it's more than just hair.
Absolutely. One of my deepest passions is being a practitioner. And the beauty of being a practitioner in religious science, particularly, is that it's about altering your understanding of who you are, that God is a living presence that lives within you. And the more you acknowledge it, the more alive it becomes and allows you to change and alter your beliefs, your conditions to that which you desire. So, whatever has been created can also be recreated. If you find that there's situations and conditions in your life, you can change them.
I love it.
We're not bound by conditions, circumstances, experiences in our lives.
Yes.
And so it's a very, very powerful teaching that allows you to change. So that's what I mean about beautifying from the inside out.
I love it, Debora.
You want to
I love
not only look good,
it.
but you want to feel good.
And,
You
and
want
I,
to feel empowered.
yeah. And I like what you're explaining, that because you're teaching us how to feel empowered spiritually. And
Yes,
most people would have thought, oh, she's going to share an eye look or a hair look, or how to do a protective style, or a gel or a jam to use, or what kind of shampoo or conditioner, right? No, you're saying we're going to treat you at the core, which is your spirit
absolutely.
man inside. And when you do that, that's transformative. Now that's
Yes.
beautiful.
Yes. And it's very, very powerful and something that everyone can do. Anyone can do.
Absolutely.
You can change your life by changing the way you think, changing what you believe. It's very similar to what um, was popular many years ago was The Secret. It's
Yes.
very similar. The law of attraction,
Yes.
the law of mental equivalent, the law of believing, the law of mind.
Yes.
So I have a group on Facebook that I've just recently created, and it's called Inspire Spiritual Teachings. And I share spiritual practices
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to help individuals to set up a spiritual practice.
Mm-hmm.
And so that can include things like prayer, meditation, learning about the creative process. The creative process is the law of mind that allows you to be able to change your beliefs.
And I think one reference book, if I may add, that you mentioned to me some time ago was the Science of Mind.
Yes, the
I
Science of
love it.
Mind textbook
Oh, I love it. I love it.
by
Absolutely
Ernest
love it.
Holmes.
Oh my God. I love it.
Yeah,
And it's such a comprehensive book to where I have to take it bits and pieces, but I love it. And
yeah.
I love reading it. But on that same note, I have to say, how have you been able to bridge the gap of sharing what you're now doing in your spiritual teaching? By the way, I'm glad you're finally doing it, Debora, because I talked about that for years. I'm like, when you gonna start doing those? So finally, kudos. All
Yes,
right.
absolutely. Yes,
Golly.
yes. There was a challenge to
Yes,
get
a barrier.
started.
Yes, and I'm glad that you've pretty much that's gone. You eradicated that. How do you bridge the gap of sharing light treatments while people or your clients are getting their hair done? Because there is a kind of a thin line, but then we have a little bit more flexibility because we're self-employed than when you incorporate. You got to park your religious beliefs at the door. You got to park your political beliefs at the door. You have to park certain things at the door. But when you are self-employed, like me and you, we have more of a flexibility that we can share alternative healing modalities and beliefs and spiritual practices and things like that in our businesses. And I know for myself, when my clients come in for a massage, and if I know they tore up from the floor up, and I'm going to leave and I'm going to give them a scripture. I'm not only going to make you feel good, not
Mhm.
only I'm going to create for you some aromatherapy to take home, but I'm going to give you a nice scripture. And so, Deborah, what I love, what you have been able to do, you treat hair, you treat the scalp, you treat certain kind of hair conditions, but to know what else? You treat the soul. So kudos for that. So when a client is coming to you, not only you gonna get your hair did or your hair done, depending on your cultural background, and you come out looking beautiful, you want to get your soul renewed and rejuvenated when you come to Debora. So I love it. So Debora, spend just one more second on. I love the fact one time we were talking because Debora has also been my psychologist. And I love what you say, Kim. I have a treatment for you. You call it treatments.
Yes, yes.
Share a little bit about these treatments.
Well, these treatments are actually prayers.
Yes.
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 They are affirmative prayers.
Yes.
Prayers for any area of your life
Yes.
where you want to experience something new. And
Yes.
so I just pray affirmatively. And, when I'm in the salon, it's not always a full blown prayer
Yes. Yes. Yes.
or a treatment.
Yes.
It's just communication
Mm-hmm.
that allows the person to make a shift,
Yes. Communication that allows a person to make a shift.
to make a
Sometimes
shift.
you can't even get that working out on the couch with your psychologist.
Yeah.
But when you leave Debora Truso in
Yeah.
Pleasant Hill, you're going to be made beautiful and you're going to have a shift. And that's what I love. That's the better spent dollar value on anything that you can buy better than an outfit, don't you think? A shift,
Absolutely.
a shift in your personality.
Well, and this happens sometimes. It doesn't happen all the time.
Okay. It's a work
And
in progress for some, yes.
yes. The reason I'm saying that is there has to be an opening
Yes.
for that to occur.
And I'm sure when there is a right time
When there
even
is an
with a person that there's an
opening.
opening. You're not just going to introduce or interject that to people that come in. The opening
Absolutely.
must first be created and then we're
Absolutely.
invited in.
Yes. Yes.
Listeners, let's be clear about that.
Yes.
So Deborah, I'm excited. So when is your next teaching? When is your next class? share that, please. Or if
So I just finished a class last evening,
okay,
and I don't have a new one scheduled. I'm sure there will be one coming up for the summer.
okay,
Um, for now, however, I will continue my teachings on the Inspire Spiritual Teachings site
okay.
on Facebook. And you can also call me for prayer or um, for sessions at my in my cell phone.
And Deborah, I think we were talking that you are on calendar. You have a calendar. So if someone wanted to set up individual consultations with you now, that they could
Mhm.
do that along with your meditation, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I'll make sure to list that information on how you can get in contact with Deborah and if you'd like to schedule a session or two with her. Is there anything else, Miss Debora, that you would like to add, or anything you want to share with our viewers, or to say?
The last thing I'd like to say is that there's a law of mind.
Yes.
And typically, we're very unconscious
Hmm.
around our beliefs. We do the same thing over and over and over. And there is this default. And so it is important to become conscious and deliberate so that you can live the life that you want to live.
I
You
love
know, there's a default about who women are. There's a default about who Black people are.
it. Hmm.
There's a default about all kinds of things. And unless you become conscious and direct the law, then the subconscious is what will be made manifest.
I love it. I love it. Is there another resource that you would like to share if someone wanted to start reading and getting into some of these conscious practices that comes to mind? A resource book. I did mention one earlier, the one that we talked about, The Science of Mind.
Well, the Science of Mind is an excellent
Oh,
textbook,
totally,
philosophy,
totally.
and um, Emmett Fox, the mental equivalent.
Okay, okay, okay.
So
All right. So, Deborah, lastly, before we end the podcast, when you are not working, what is one of your favorite pastimes other than meditation you like to do for you?
I like taking walks.
Nice,
You know, every morning at 8:30, my dog wakes me up and we go for a 45-minute walk.
nice.
So we're exploring the neighborhood and I'm finding all kinds of different things in my neighborhood. So I enjoy walking with my dog.
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
And when you allow yourself your favorite snack or meal to eat, what is that? What is your favorite snack that you love to snack
Favorite snack would be mango.
on? Look at that smile. Oh, I love it.
I
I
love
love it.
fresh mangoes.
What about mango brings you so much joy?
Oh, because they're a little sweet and a little tart.
I love it.
And slicing it up, I just love mangoes.
And Deborah, what's your favorite color?
White.
Love it.
Yes.
And why white?
I don't know. I just love the way white looks on my complexion. Today I have on pink, but I love white.
I love it. I love it.
It's pure.
Yeah, pure.
Yeah.
So, Deborah, it has been a pleasure. I wish you best success, another 20, 30 years in your business. I cannot wait till you do your grand opening in your new salon. And
Yes.
thank you for being a guest on my podcast show.
Thank you. It has been an honor, Kim. Thank you so much for asking.
Podcast viewers, thank you so much for watching Inspired Conversations with Kim Evans. Bye for now.